topic of acceptance and forgiveness to oneself and another. And already that creates a pause where instantly we reflect. When I think of this acceptance and forgiveness of oneself and another, instantly what arises is the past. The past arises in the present moment. And whatever arises from the past, in a way it means it is still in your reality. So what is still in your reality means you are still dragging your past with you in the present moment. And that in itself, you are carrying that weight of that particular experience or story. And this is why most of the time humanity suffers. Because we are not able or not knowing how to fully let go of the past. We are not taught in schools, in maybe in our family, we are not taught how to release the past. So we live our life carrying the weight on our shoulders. And this is what creates a lot of sadness, depressions, anxieties, dysfunctions, all of the, it's called like diseases of the mind in our daily life. So there is a way where one learns how to accept from the mind. When one says, okay, that relationship was of the past, I don't care anymore, and it's fine now, I'm here, and I'm moving forward. And then at some point you end up in another relationship, completely different setup, but anyways will bring you to the same inner feeling that you haven't dealt with from the past relationship, for example. So life happens in cycles. Life happens, it is created, manifested, it sustains itself until it comes to an end. The end of the cycle, the destruction part. Yeah? So the cycles, they come and go, and many times we keep repeating the same situations because they bring up the same emotions, but in a different setup. So if you already have noticed, because this happens to everyone, when we try to forgive with our mind, like, okay, forget it, it's over, it's done, I move forward, I move my country, I change my job, this is very surface forgiveness. Forgiveness that comes through the logic of the mind, and it's not really taking us anywhere. So real forgiveness comes only through the heart. So when one drops the whole experience that happened of pain and suffering and whatever it has created, whatever it has literally created, to drop it into the heart space. And only from your heart you can truly accept and forgive. So say, how can I do that? Well, yes, you can do that by first acknowledging that there is a repeated pattern. And it keeps coming up in different forms, but it keeps coming up. For example, pain of separation keeps happening, keeps coming back to us. Or sadness keeps coming back. and then non-worthiness, and then doubt, and then low self-esteem, and all of the next following energies are still following you. And the reason is because you have not fully yet completed that cycle within your heart. So instead of wasting so much more time meeting all the wrong people, all the wrong relationships, or traveling the world to try and find your inner peace, and at some point it will not actually, you will see that it's not actually happening, well then life shows you that you need to pause, like stop, and reflect, and see, like you do a whole review of your past, and you see where you are right now, and to be true to yourself. Not to run away, not to hide anything within you, and not to even fight it. You know, resisting the past, regrets of the past. Yeah? And then is when you, in a way, say to yourself, okay, I am ready to clear my past. It triggers something inside you. Somebody hurts you and you feel that hurt over and over again. Or you recognize these same patterns. Well, those are the moments where you can say these are the golden opportunities, where you can be true in those moments to meet yourself there. Not with trying to fix yourself, not with trying to judge yourself, but to stay open in your heart, and you can see the heart as the great mother. You know, your heart is a mother that holds all energies. And when sadness arises, when grief arises, when unworthiness arises, when pain or suffering, whatever arises, you can hold that energy, that emotion in your heart. And the heart can envelope that energy. And when you hold it in your heart, you are already healing it. So you see, it's not about the story, it's not about the experience, but it's about the underlying residue, which is a feeling, a sensation, an energy at the end of it. It's a simple energy form that creates discomfort, pain, suffering. And with your unconditional heart, with love and kindness, you can hold whatever arises. And this is a lifetime's practice. It is possible for your heart to hold anything that arises. And hear your heart each time you manage to hold that particular emotion or energy. Each time your heart becomes stronger. And there is a great power in the heart. Because softness, receptivity, openness, to hold and accept and forgive all of the past life experience, all through the present moment. And in this way, you will eventually become free from any past suffering that you hold on. You will feel more light because you're not carrying with you all that heaviness. So forgiveness and acceptance also could be easy at first to forgive another. You see, you say, oh, I forgive easily, and I accept the other easily, which actually we do, because many times women are not fully in their power. not fully standing on both feet and completely seeing or speaking what is true. So already that practice, when you step up into yourself and knowing what is right for you or not, knowing you are free to speak your truth. Many times women have a bit of this balance in the throat center. It's not like this era's fault, because it came through thousands of years where women have been suppressed, even vocally. Still till today there is a huge amount of women who don't feel in their power to speak their truth. And also, to conclude a bit on this topic, is when you bring that practice to yourself, you will see maybe it is more difficult to accept your own self or to forgive your own self. So one may start practicing forgiveness to another, an acceptance of another fully as it is. But then when it comes to you, you might find it difficult to fully forgive yourself or to fully accept all your life up to this right moment. So this is a big category, even in the map of spirituality, where this is the category of healing the emotional heart. You see, many times people get stuck here for the rest of their life, stuck in the emotional heart, because they have not yet processed the past, they're holding on to the past, and they're stuck. Life keeps repeating itself in different plays and forms, but in a way, you're just simply stuck. So it's a huge category of emotional healing, and this is the way, by being true to yourself, to fully meet yourself, not to run away anymore or not to hide anymore within you. And whenever something arises, you have to do your work. You have to find that moment to sit with yourself and to meet it, to heal it through the heart. And this is forgiveness. Once you heal that within you, once you complete that cycle within you, then you are free from it. That is so beautiful. So you keep growing and expanding your heart, bringing more strength and stability as well, because you're also cultivating inner love. You see, forgiveness is part of inner love. What you're holding within you of the past, of a low vibration or old energy, because it's already past and you just need to let it go and process it, well, if you keep it, you're harming yourself. So when you start forgiving and accepting all, wherever you're still holding, well, that is already a practice of inner love. And this is how you cultivate unconditional love within you. So you see, many times we search for that unconditional love. We search for other beings to love us, to respect us, to recognize us, to be heard by another. But we search for it because it is missing within us. And that will never happen, because you will only attract on the outside whatever is within you. So if you haven't yet found within you inner love, you can't really find it outside of you. It doesn't, vibrationally speaking, it doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't work like that. If you want others to see how worthy you are and to be respected, well, first you have to practice respect to yourself and cultivating worthiness and really truly seeing the value of who you are. So it's a cultivation of your positive virtues, qualities, plus being true to yourself, plus whatever arises, forgiveness of the past, forgiveness of this moment, whatever is in your way needs to be cleared. Needs to be cleared. You need to clear your path. And the more you clear your path, the more clarity will come to you. The more clear direction life will bring you. And this is what women are lacking big time. Women lack self-worth. Women lack value, clarity, insecurity, instability. And yet, one keeps to try and find this outside. Well, actually, it is only found within us. But it takes some good strength for you to fully step into your own power. So that is really important. To step into your... And I'm not speaking the power of manipulation. I'm not speaking of the power of what you see outside. Not that power. I'm speaking of a high power, high vibrational power, which is right inside you, and it is that of which comes from your soul. You know, it is very profound, it's very deep inside you, and the only distance, the only sense of separation is only all of these insecurities and instabilities. It's all of the conditionings and the belief systems that you've picked up along your way. Only that creates that distance. So the more you do your inner work, the more you literally stand on 2 feet and say, yes, I am going to be dedicated to my inner self-growth, because it is the number one priority to us. It is number one. Everything else comes after. You know, it's giving your value. How much do you value yourself? Well, from here you can already know how much you value yourself. So see where you waste, or see where you're giving mostly your energy. Where is your vital energy going? Because everybody has a unique path, although there's only one return. Okay, one return to your absolute self. That is the same for everyone. But the path along the way is very unique. So you must find your own path. And you must also prioritize yourself. I'm not speaking yourself as a selfish way of speaking. Your true self. The source within your deepest heart, your true self. And how much attention, how much dedication, how much value are you giving to that? And the more you value yourself, well, you will start seeing more value, respect, honor, love from around you. So it's the other way around. And this is very profound of what I'm speaking about. So life, we have like many pathways. Sometimes life shows a lot of confusion. But when you know that you must recognize your true essence of you, then all of these timelines shrink to one. And your path becomes very clear. And then your purpose awakens. Then you know what you want. You know your highest desires. You know where you want to. You can see your near future already. Because your timelines, you actually brought them onto one path. And this is when you fully, truly step into your full power. When you're on your path and you know your purpose. And then everything else will start making a lot more sense. Why you're even living in this body and why you're even experiencing this whole life and how it unfolds and the whole play of life then starts making sense. But number one key is forgiveness and acceptance of oneself and the other. That is number one. That is a big cycle. So we're going to take a few moments to close our eyes so we can sit down in a meditation position. Just going to take a few breaths with our eyes closed. Keep your spine straight. Just to acknowledge the breath as it passes through your nose, as it touches your lungs and heart. To soften your heart. And as you soften your heart, bring your awareness right inside your heart. Visualize your heart opening and opening. And as you open your heart, it's like a home. You open this home and you invite in your home anything that arises in this moment about any past experience that has created any trouble that you might still be holding from your past, which might feel heavy and a burden to keep carrying. You might feel your heart becoming slightly heavy. It's okay. That is the energy coming along to you to heal. So without any judgment, without trying to fix anything, step further behind your heart to create more space. Expand further your heart, and whatever emotion is present, first try to acknowledge what you feel. It could be some sadness arising, some pain in the heart. It could be some anger. Whatever it is, just acknowledge it for a moment. Stay present with it. And as you stay present, I invite you to bring your heart to wrap around it. Imagine your heart is a great mother, and the mother always holds her children, no matter what. See your heart as this mother holding and nurturing this deep inner pain or past old energy, and allow your heart to wrap around it. This is a practice that you can try at home whenever anything arises in your heart. And as you hold whatever is present, you can also visualize pink light, because pink is the unconditional love. This will help to transmute, to release, and to transcend any of this low vibration or old energy that needs to be released. And stay present with your pink heart, holding like a mother and nurturing what needs your attention, to only return that back to love. And already I feel there is a process happening within your hearts. It's wrapping up, completing a cycle, whatever it is. Just stay present and even step behind you. When you are processing, it's good to step behind and allowing and giving space. Practice of acceptance and allowing what is to take place. Your heart starts to strengthen. It is a powerhouse of love. Love is a quality. It is the closest to your true self. And at this moment, visualize your heart becoming transparent, like a disintegration of the heart, melting into the space. Melting into the space behind you. Nothing to hold within the heart, because you cannot hold love itself. Love can only be shared, can only be transmitted, cannot hold love. It's too big, to contain. And now feel a sense of lightness in your heart, that your heart can breathe. More space in your heart. And this simple practice, you can learn more and more how to process energy through your heart. And now bring in the energy of kindness, love and kindness in your heart, and allow it to overflow, filling up the heart with love and kindness, and allow it to overflow. At first, you must learn how to love and be kind to yourself. And then naturally, it will be shared with another.